Let's go. What does it mean to read us out?
Yo, and welcome to another episode of the Combustibles, the show where we are gonna rewatch old movies so you don't have to. With me, as always, is the party throwing, spine busting, gunpla building Warren.
Oh, we're starting with me?
Yeah, we're gonna start with you today.
Dude, I was not ready. I was in the clouds. That's my intro. You can't cut it out. That's my intro.
What do I do in this situation? And on my left is the dove rescuing wrestling champion, sci-fi writing Zach.
I'm just thinking about the dove in a box.
There's a
downstairs.
There's 100% a dove in the box downstairs.
I just picked it up off the ground and it was flapping around when I pulled up today. I was like, hey, there's a bird outside. And you're like, outside of Warren's? I was like,
yeah, he's like, my yard or Warren's? What the fuck would you be at my place?
He sent a text to my sister who's a veterinarian and you were like, what do I do?
She's like,
put it outside.
Let nature happen.
Let nature happen. Leave it outside. And I'm your host, the low blood pressured. My arms are pretty sore and I went swimming yesterday. I'm Austin. Today we're gonna be deep diving into the seminal steampunk classic Super Mario Bros. Directed by Rocky Morton and Annabelle Jankel, a married team, Mario Bros. Made less than half of its budget back. Reportedly a nightmare, just about everyone involved in the making of this movie hates it. Those are some big names too, John Leguizamo, the late Dennis Hopper, and Bob Hoskins, the latter of which had one big regret in his life, and it was Super Mario Bros. Is that how you felt about this movie?
I've never seen this movie.
It's all right.
You've never seen this movie.
You want to know why I've never seen this movie? I always wanted to watch it as a kid, and I went to Blockbuster. I'm sure every other kid wanted to watch this because they thought it was like a good Mario, right? And they just had the one copy, and it was never ever in, and I tried for like over a year to watch it.
Well, I'll tell you right now, you're lucky, because I've seen this many times. Many times.
Like, why are their boots like metal sci-fi boots?
It has to make sense, okay? Metal Gear Solid 4.
So are we saying that this movie is the Metal Gear Solid 4
This is the Metal
of
Gear
the
Solid 4 of movies.
Okay.
Trash.
I heard the directors like wanted to make it like, you know, edgy, like more adult-based film, and then but the studio was like, no, it needs to be a kid film.
Yeah.
And that's like maybe why it sucks so bad. I don't know. I'm about to find out.
I remember hearing about how everyone on the set was drunk all the time, like broken bones. A 7-week shoot turned into like a 17-week shoot.
Yeah.
Damn, is Jean-Claude Van Damme in this?
No, but Dennis Hopper is.
Bob Hoskins had his finger broken by John Leguizamo. Like,
Sick.
He like slammed it in a door, and then John Leguizamo got hit by a car and like broke a rib. So there was just like people with like broken bones on set, and they like hated the directors. Apparently the directors like poured hot coffee on an extra because they didn't like what he was wearing.
I'm so excited to see this again. Like, I don't remember liking this movie.
I think all of that stuff that's the universe telling them that you should not be making this movie.
So, Super Mario Brothers, everybody. Let's just get right into it, honestly.
All right.
What does it mean to watch this movie?
Oh, wait, I have a...
You still have shit to read?
No, I had an
read
actual... honestly, that was better than what I wrote.
You gotta keep that in.
They're brothers. They're plumbers. Super Mario Brothers. This ain't no game.
So we just watched Super Mario Brothers, and I have a lot of notes. Like, too many notes. What did you guys think?
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool movie.
Pretty cool movie?
Yeah. Saw a lot of cool stuff. Brooklyn in the 90s.
There's a lot to unpack here, so, man.
We're gonna unpack this like a spaghetti dinner. That tomato sauce looked delicious, dude.
You know, I saw this as a kid. You did too.
That was one of the best spaghetti dinners I've ever seen.
Just generally?
Yeah.
You are on this spaghetti dinner right now.
Visually? What else would we have for dinner in a Mario movie?
A big spaghetti dinner.
They knew the meme. They knew the future meme.
Yeah.
This was going to be spaghetti.
Nice of the princess to invite us over for a picnic, eh, Luigi? I hope she made lots of spaghetti.
This thing opens bad.
No, it opens great. It starts with the Mario theme, but like kind of in the distance.
It starts with pixelated art that looks like it was done in MS Paint.
It probably was. It also kind of looks like this NES game called Color a Dinosaur, where you like Yeah, you like take buckets of paint and you just like slap them on the dinosaurs and that's it.
That's what it looked like.
That's
it
what it
looked
is.
like just trash.
It looked like they were like, what is a video game?
What is that?
And they started talking too, and it was like one frame of the mouth open, one frame of the mouth closed, and they're like, "I like where we are in time.
Yeah, this planet's awesome.
This place is cool."
The other guy's just like, yeah,
they talk like Brooklyn gangsters or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
The movie opens with a shot of some woman 20 years ago. Well, actually, it starts 6.5 million years ago with some bullshit.
With the stupid art.
Yeah, and then 20 years ago with someone dropping off an egg that hatches.
That I thought was Yoshi.
We both thought it was Yoshi because we both wrote Yoshi, and then we both crossed out Yoshi because that was not Yoshi.
A baby.
That was a
out of it.
baby.
She delivers it to the nuns.
Yeah.
And the nuns are like, this is like on planet Earth in what we know as our dimensions. And the nuns look at this egg like it's this beautiful newborn baby. Any normal person be like, what the fuck is this egg?
All life is created equal.
All life is valuable.
Under the Church
Zach.
of God.
And yeah, this egg hatches into a baby that looks like it's like kind of wrapped in saran wrap.
Do
for
the
some
nuns
reason.
even say anything? They don't
No.
say any words.
Then we pop back into the present time, and it's Mario and Luigi.
With the worst dialogue ever.
We ain't going broke, Mario. We're already there. Yeah?
You think that apartment's rent controlled?
I don't feel like they're paying rent. I feel like they're.
It
I
looks
feel
like they're not paying
He has
rent.
a wall rack
yeah.
of plungers.
The plungers.
Yes. I feel like they pay the rent by fixing somebody's pipes.
They're banging the landlord.
They're banging the landlord.
That's your lore?
That's what's going on there. There's no
Probably
way.
Mario, dude.
I mean, they're sitting
Mario's like very comfortable around the ladies.
there. It's true. Bob Hoskins, actually, I kind of like him as Mario. I don't like his dialogue, but that's something else.
Generally, it's none of the actors' fault.
It's not.
They didn't come up with their dumb fuck hairdos. They didn't come up with these terrible dialogue choices.
I want to blame Daisy a little bit.
Blame
But
Daisy just a little
she's
bit.
bad.
She's kind of
She's not
phoning
great.
it in a little bit.
She's cute, though.
I don't think she was an actress.
Guess we're both prisoners here, huh?
I've definitely seen her in other shit.
Oh, was it of
She's
this
just
tier?
the same role.
Yeah.
She's the same role. She's just like dumb.
I'm gonna repeat what I said, even after what you said. I don't think she's an actress.
Look, Weird is working in a bone pit all day.
This is so bad.
She's
The
like the Vin
dialogue.
Diesel of women.
Happy holidays.
John Leguizamo in this movie is like 20 years old. He's a child.
Yeah.
And then Bob Hoskins is like 50, and they're brothers.
Yeah.
And-
Remember when Luigi is supposed to be the older brother? So I like clearly they're poor and they're losing all of their money because they like get a call from some person and the only thing we hear is Mario being like, "No, don't touch it. We're coming.
We're on our way.
We're on our way."
It's like Nightcrawler. They have to fucking we gotta get there before the other.
Gotta beat the other plumbers.
Like somebody's calling every plumber in the city for one job, and whoever gets here first gets the job.
the two Spike and Giz, or
Whatever.
Spike and Jizz. Is that what
Spike and
it's
Jizz, like
Whatever
standing,
that other guy's name is.
standing around with two more dumb fuck haircuts.
Sniffing the hot dogs.
Yeah, he's sniffing the.
He's got two hot dogs and he's sniffing
No
them.
bun.
And then they get in a car and he hands the guy the one and they take the buns. They take the dogs out of the buns and throw the buns.
I
They're
like
on, they're
that.
on fucking keto, dude. I don't know what the problem
It's
is.
a keto diet.
It's a nice touch to like throw the buns out the window. If they're reptiles, I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. Like
That
you
was
can't-
the only time I saw you smile.
Yeah, I was like,
For the entirety of the, you're like, huh, hot dogs.
I like that part too because I keep making the joke about you can't, some people have very small mouths and they can't fit the bun.
Yeah.
They just have to eat the hot dog.
They
And
got
then they were
fucking-
like, yo, we have big enough mouths, but we're only going to eat the hot dog anyway.
Yeah, the small mouth people eating the buns every day.
Fucking Koopa's assistant. She's
Yeah.
a hot dog eater.
they like walk right into a glass pane, like da 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 da. Are we really gonna
There's
do?
a lot of old gags in this
Yeah.
movie. Like when he pokes his eyes like Stooges.
Yeah.
Yo, if you like,
doing this thing.
He didn't even do that thing, dude. He just got poked. He just poked him right in the eyes.
if you like slapstick humor, this is the
There's
movie
plenty
for
for
you.
you.
We meet Daisy. We find out that Riz and Jizz are
Wait,
chasing Daisy.
I want to talk about how they don't know what a human looks like. They can't tell one human from another. We don't know what people look like. The first girl he sees, which just so happens to be Daisy, and he gets her right. But his description isn't like brunette, like, whatever.
5'11" or
Things
whatever.
about white girl. He doesn't say that. He's like, 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 eyes. That's her.
I must have missed that because I was writing a dissertation on my paper.
And they drive that home when they show all the girls they've captured. None of them look like Daisy.
Yeah, when you go to this subterranean like dimension that they live in,
They
they
all
all look
look
like
the same.
humans anyways.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why is it hard to just explain what she looks? Oh, whatever. Doesn't fucking matter.
No, it doesn't.
This movie is full of shit that doesn't matter.
So Spam and Jam are after Daisy's crystal thing, which was on her egg when she was born.
Yeah, they were like, get the stone. And at first I was like, is the stone the egg? And
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, it's just the thing used to open the egg.
I don't remember why they need the girl and the stone at the same time.
Well, probably because she
Doesn't matter.
Why did Koopa tell them to get the girl instead of just get the stone? The stone is way easier to kidnap than a person.
Because fucking Tom and Jerry are shit. Do you guys think if your significant other was born in an egg, that would change your opinion?
No.
Nah.
Like
I'd be down
a
with that.
lizardy
Does
egg?
it change their...
Spaghetti.
Do they lay eggs?
Made lots of spaghetti.
Oh my god.
That's
like what a chicken does.
That's the important question.
Yeah.
I don't...
I actually
I
might
took that to like
prefer
a
it.
5 and you guys were like 10.
I
We're
think
gonna talk about how Mario's like the greatest wingman. John Leguizamo like sees her.
he sucks at girls.
Yeah, he's like she's trying to
make a phone call.
in a classic like you got to put the quarter in situation.
Payphone, by the way,
He
kids.
pays for her.
He was
her
going to
phone
use
call.
the phone. And he was like, oh, no.
This hot girl wants my phone.
Here you go. Phone
He was
and
on
the money.
the phone with somebody. He was talking to somebody and he
Wait,
was like,
Who the fuck was he talking to?
that's a good fucking question. We don't know.
He might have been trying to get the car fixed.
Who knows?
Oh, yeah,
No,
yeah.
all
I
he
kind of
needed-
wasn't like, I missed a lot of dialogue because I was screaming.
Yeah,
Like,
you were.
I was screaming inside.
So like Leguizamo, I'm not gonna call him Luigi. Leguizamo fucking, it's like, oh, here, take the phone.
Yeah, just very
Very beta.
incel like.
I was gonna say actually she looks like an incel too.
Yeah, she was definitely dressed like an incel.
They start doing the Hollywood thing where they like have zoom ups on their face, which is like they're supposed to have chemistry. I ain't fucking feeling it.
No.
I ain't feeling it. And then Mario just fucking busts out of the store and he's like, $3 for water. What the fuck?
He comes out with a liter of water.
Yeah.
Like the biggest fucking water I've ever seen.
Yo, that was 93 though. That's like $1,000 today.
Yeah. That's
So,
like
like-
$8 for a water.
Everybody's got tap water.
He's actually trying kind of hard. Like I'm surprised because apparently he was drunk all set. Him and Leguizamo like knew it was gonna be trash. They hated the directors.
Well, nobody took video games serious back then.
No one should be taking these directors serious.
They were like, "This
ever.
is a children's game. This is a children's movie. I'm just here for the paycheck."
They try to make like a cyberpunk movie.
They were like, hey, Blade Runner?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Hey, have you seen Blade Runner?
They pitched Blade Runner and then a Hollywood exec was like, Mario.
But a kid's Mario movie?
And they're like, Blade Runner Mario?
I feel like that was a mistake then, but I kind of love it now.
You notice how everyone's not in their iconic colors?
Is there anyone?
They're swapped. I think were
For
they
like portions of the movie, because like Bob Hoskins' outfit kind of just changes constantly. I
Yeah.
feel like that was an accident in between
he
scenes.
wasn't
They're like,
supposed to change clothes
you're wearing green now.
in between going to the hospital for his broken hand.
Right. Well, I'm used to seeing like movies where, well, not always,
Like
but
Power
like
Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A character's in one outfit for the entirety of the movie, or maybe two.
Oh.
You see Mario and like his work outfit, a fancy outfit, his wife beater when he's going, when he's like in his underwear, and Luigi and Daisy come, and I don't know what the fuck he's doing
after his date where
Yeah.
he doesn't bang his date.
that we know of. Oh wait, she gets kidnapped.
She went home. Yeah.
Daisy just gets in the car with these two fucking
Yeah. They're
Marios.
like, get in the van.
Yeah, and first off, Leguizamo's all like, hey, you want to come in the van? It's just like, nah, don't do that. Like,
Get in
it's
the
a re-
van.
And the van is
Mario
like,
butts in and he's like, I've seen enough of this shit. He's offering you a ride. Get in the van.
Get in the van.
Oh, we cut out the whole mobster Harvey Weinstein scene.
I don't even remember that.
yeah,
that.
he's
Yeah.
like, hey, girls disappear all the time in New York City.
He's smiling about it. I'm like, yo, Harvey Weinstein over here.
And then she's like, I'm in trouble.
I just remembered it. Holy
That,
shit.
that was super Weinstein.
Yeah, no, that was bad.
He was like, girls are disappearing. And he smiled at her.
And it's the 90s, so it's just like that's shit that you could just say. and
Yeah.
like not have a backlash.
And now it's like,
Fucking
yo,
hell.
this is probably actually happening.
Yeah.
I have here. Who is Mario's girlfriend? Is that Pauline?
Who is Mario? I don't know, but she was a fucking dime.
Yeah,
dude.
you were
You were like
She should have
really
been there.
happy about her
She was
being in
kind
the
of like
movie.
You were-
discount friend dresser.
You were crossing your legs
The
during those scenes,
the
dude.
nanny.
Yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
had she had sweater cows. She had sweater dicks. Fully erect sweater dicks. The tightest dress. She was the only one who like Mario and his date came prepared for that date, the double date.
And then
God.
in that's the spaghetti scene, and they're slurping the spaghetti like
dinner.
it's like
Whenever someone doesn't want to answer an uncomfortable question,
there's just
Yeah.
like, what do you think of interracial dating?
You guys remember right after the dinner scene when Luigi and Daisy are like, "You don't stand a chance," and they're
Oh, they
just like
started
running-
racing?
They're just racing.
what two adults? That's why I was like, this was not written by functioning adults. No adults race. Like a foot race.
They just really hit it off. They're just really comfortable with each
You say
other. They
that.
got kind of like a brother-sister thing going.
But I definitely raced the other day.
You don't stand a chance.
Would you bring a girl to your job on the first day you met her?
No.
After your first date.
Well,
First day you met her and first date. You want to see where I work?
Daisy takes Leguizamo.
They're looking at bones. They just have easy access to complete dinosaur skeletons
Yeah.
buried in the ground.
She's like, "This is my favorite spot."
And at this point, Mario is not the main character. At
The
all.
gate wasn't even locked.
He's just not here at all.
They raced to that gate. That gate didn't even have a padlock on it.
Why
they
would
walked
it?
right in.
That's because
Dinosaur bones.
Daisy's a fucking hooligan, just breaking in.
Everyone
places.
on that site are fucking idiots.
Yeah, a little bit.
So those guys show up to sabotage the dig site. So the mobster, I guess, he just has his hand in everything in the city. They show up in the company shirts, in their uniforms, to sabotage a dig site, and they just barely catch these two guys. Like, I don't even
And
know
they're
what they
sprinting. Like they're like the
Yeah, they're
fastest
gone.
moving people. They look like
That's
Tom
true,
Cruise
yeah, yeah.
The
in
dig
Mission
site's flooding
Impossible.
because they've opened every pipe in the place, but just two guys in like that.
While this happens, we're supposed to believe that Luigi and Daisy run all the way back to Mario's
they fucking
apartment,
teleport.
tell him, then run all the way back, and they're like, "It's still flooding."
Water
and
level's the same.
Well,
You're
that
in
shit.
fucking downtown Brooklyn, dude.
Yeah.
You remember they bitching about the traffic
Yeah.
getting there?
Yeah.
And all of that happens in like 3 or 4 seconds in
Yeah.
in the movie time.
She's like, "You're the best plumber," and Luigi's like, "No, I'm not, but I know one." And then they fucking teleport home
How useless is Luigi in this movie?
He's bad.
for plumbing.
For everything.
And Mario can look at a bolt and knows the exact
The
size.
problem.
He's like, "Give me the 3/4."
Mario's been listening to pipes his whole life.
Yeah.
If Mario hears a sound underground, he knows where the fuck it
knows
is.
where
He's
to
like,
go.
where we need to go that way. That's the echo.
He's like, "No,
I'm-
that's the backdraft, dude. We gotta go this way."
Mario goes and fixes Daisy's secret pipes. And then suddenly the dick and jerk just fucking pop up and steal Daisy.
Oh yeah. Oh no, they club them. The classic.
yeah,
clubbing.
while they're cleaning.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I would just watch this. It's fucking out of my brain.
That's why I was like, dude, there's gonna be a lot.
It's
to
out of my
unpack
brain.
here.
Let me think. I don't know.
The dudes drag Daisy off, and then we get that shot of her like in the wall and her face is coming out. I like looked at you and I was just like, is that an event that was foreshadowed at the beginning when John Leguizamo put the thing on his face? Like y'all remember that 90s toy or something
Where
where
you
What's that
stick
thing
your
even
hand
called?
in, and it was like
Yeah.
metal.
yeah, and it would like imprint your hand to your face or whatever.
So does that mean they're standing at the other end of that portal or whatever, with just holding Daisy by
And
her
she's
legs,
just
and
sticking
she's
her
like,
face through.
He like leans
like a
over,
front
but,
flip.
but then it's like cuts to him doing a full fucking
Well,
front flip.
First, Luigi tries to grab her and only succeeds
gets
in
the-
grabbing the MacGuffin, which is the stupid stone thing.
He accidentally gives them a bargaining in this kidnapping.
Yeah.
By grabbing that stone because that's what they're actually after.
They should have just turned around.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah, we got the stone.
yeah,
Movie
Yeah.
over.
Now he's like, yo, I didn't even bang her today, so we gotta
get in there.
gotta get in there.
And Mario
That's
is,
literally Luigi's motivation. though.
Yeah.
It's
You just met this girl.
I met a pretty girl today.
You don't even know this girl. Yeah, our 2 dimensions are connected through like that wall and then like a shitty door. Like a rusted door.
Was that them trying to do like the Mario Brothers overworld and underworld thing?
Yeah,
you go into
that was definitely warp piping.
This is like when it gets super cyberpunky because it looks
it's
like
fucking chaos in the streets.
Yeah, like people are walking eggs, like in a like it's
a child. The lady
child.
was walking and somebody tried to steal the egg.
She's like, "That's my baby. Don't steal my baby."
You should be incubating that thing.
Yeah, right.
Not walking it down the streets of alternate Brooklyn.
So yeah, we're in the cyberpunk mushroom kingdom and people are just dying in the streets. You see that one clip of the guy that was just like on his bicycle and he just went over the edge and there were just people like fighting each other and he's just like, ah!
It's complete chaos.
There's little dinosaurs everywhere,
Yeah.
just fighting each other. Everyone has a douchebag spiky hairdo that you've never seen before.
And that's when we meet the villain of the movie, because it kind of zooms in on the portrait of the background, King Koopa, who's currently got his hands in some goo.
Dennis Hopper.
Hopper.
He's getting fungusing his hands, and he's like obsessed with getting this fungus off of him because apparently there's like de-evolution fungus floating around the city.
It's the king, the previous king.
The old king.
King Toadstool. They put him in that machine to regress his evolution.
And he just
fucking
regressed
spread
into
everywhere.
spores.
Hell man, that's what you do.
Now we can't get rid of this guy.
He did it to himself, basically.
He was like, let's kill it. Instead of like putting a bullet in his head, he was like, let's take him back a level of evolution, and now he's everywhere.
Yo, this movie's PG though.
He's actually the Force.
That's why.
They
He's
created the Force.
Yeah.
Holy shit. You know, that's like a weird character trait. They make sure in every single scene that Hopper's in to be like,
he cleans his hands.
Or like someone like sprays his hands. Like,
he's constantly trying to clean himself.
Yeah. Just his hands.
It's like my fucking dog.
It's always the hands.
How about that scene where he's talking to that one girl? He's monologuing and he's like walking down the stairs, but they don't have any type of ADR, so his voice just gets further away and more echoey as he's like monologuing. He's just like, and we need to make sure that the dinosaurs are doing the thing.
While mammals roam free in the other dimension. Well, not for long.
Who is she supposed to be?
A concubine? Because she can't be the queen. Because she's like not royal.
There is no queen.
Yeah, there's no queen.
There's no
and
Queen
he's just
Koopa.
the king.
Was that supposed to be Princess Peach? Because that whole theory about Bowser and Princess Peach being like hook up.
Wow.
Is that Princess Peach, dude?
She's a redhead.
She is the world's smallest mouth.
That doesn't,
Just like Peach.
That doesn't go.
Peach has a tiny
It
nose.
doesn't go well together if you're with King Koopa. He's aware of the plumbers. I don't know how.
Oh, plumber alert!
I'm not aware.
Plumber alert!
Plumbers.
Plumber alert.
Plumber alert.
It's the fucking plumber alert!
No, it was like, it must be because they're like, did you get the stone?
Right.
The two Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Jazz and Skaz, like we're like
He's
not
like,
aware.
did you get the girl? We got the girl. Did you get the stone? And they're like, what stone?
What stone? How do they know what a plumber is?
The
That
pipes.
no,
The
that
pipes.
fucking.
You get there through the pipes.
I
and plumbers
guarantee you,
pipe.
there is no plumbing in that city.
There is.
In the Mushroom Kingdom.
Yeah.
No
The,
way.
the plumbing is.
Did you see a toilet?
The plumbing is the fungus guy.
That's true.
You take a shit, he takes your shit, and he like
the
takes
fungus.
it away.
The fungus
He's
goes
like,
to
yeah,
it.
I'll take that.
But then
grabs it right out of your ass.
Like that's happened before, and
Someone's
they
like,
have
I got
alerts
you.
specifically
I'm about
for
to hit the
plumbers.
plumber alert.
So yeah, now we're greeted with the old lady who was just like,
Shooter boy. She's like, you
Yeah.
got a weapon? Well, give me what you got.
give me what you
She's
got.
like a grandma.
What is that? It's like a cattle prod
She
with
was
a
a
fucking
fucking-
trigger.
It looked like a white M16 that just shoots cattle zaps.
she was like a meth head, and she was like, "Give me a Koopa coins."
They're like, bitch, we don't even have like regular money. You
Yeah,
trying
we
to
don't
steal
have
this
money in our
trying to steal
dimension.
this new currency from us?
They have like the coins in the game. Is that supposed to be a Koopa coin? Is that
Yeah.
ever?
I think so.
Did they show that yet?
Not
no.
yet. I think this is my favorite scene in the movie. So she holds them up. She starts zapping Mario, and he's like, "What? No!" And then so they don't have any money. So she steals the
The
MacGuffin
stone.
That
right
MacGuffin
off,
stone.
of, right off of his chest, and then
A beautiful big tittied woman
Just-
falls out of the sky.
grabs her like this.
Fucking
picks her
lady
up like-
Zangy.
tosses tosses her like off the side
She's
of like
dead.
yeah.
Murder.
At that point, I'm like, is this actual Brooklyn? This isn't alternate. This is real Brooklyn.
Yeah, she takes the stone.
She doesn't die. The grandma doesn't die. She lands in a car and shoots the guy driving the car.
And then there's a bunch of crashing for no reason. Completely unnecessary.
And then she gets out and walks off.
You know what that scene was? The director's being like, we got money.
Chaos magic.
Yeah, we got money. But like the woman walking off with a stone, and this is a kid's movie, right? But it's fucking firmly
between her
deep in that
giant
cleave, dude.
double D's.
Deep in the cleave.
And she doesn't walk off though, does she? She's got these dumb
the jump boots.
Jump boots.
You know what that was? That was them being like, "Hey kids, jumping is the main mechanic in Super Mario Brothers."
Here's your 1-to-1.
And you know what? They were red
I told
because
you.
I bet Mario's gonna get them later. If you look at the cover of the fucking DVD, he is.
They're like wearing them in the cover, aren't they?
Yeah. Also, remember the main menu for that DVD?
Woo! That was really
That
bad.
looked
That
like
was way
trash.
worse than any of the other DVD. It's probably the worst that we'll see for some time to come.
I
as
think
far
so.
as
We
DVD
should start
menus.
rating the DVD.
Menu screens.
Yeah. I'm going to say Space Jam is probably the best so far because it's got the, like when you hit play, it fucking immediately turns homoerotic.
That's true. So, rating the DVD covers, we got Space Jam versus Super Mario Brothers. The winner is Space Jam.
Yeah, by far.
It's
Yeah.
cuter.
Dude, it's like
it's
like a work of art in comparison. Okay, what
We run into Toad.
Oh
Toad.
my
Toad on the
God.
street.
Toad's haircut, another ridiculous haircut in this movie. It's
1
just
to 1.
It's just
1
a
to
swirl.
1. That's the
like
cap.
this.
That's the mushroom cap.
Dude, everyone in this movie has an insane amount of effort put into their character design. There's not like a jobber. Actually, everyone's a jobber because everyone is extra as shit. You have like people walking with strolls with fucking face tattoos.
These are good jobbers, though.
They're well done, and it's
This isn't
like,
just like a guy with a sock on his head and abs.
yeah. the makeup artist and set designer in this movie, like, I hope they got paid.
Probably
No, it does look good. The set design in general, when they're in Mushroom Kingdom, like it looks like a decent 90s sci-fi. I mean, it's like, I guess it would remind me of some scenes in The Fifth Element, but just shittier. The Fifth Element's really
That
good.
was 2 years later. Oh yeah, all the dinosaurs.
There's like little dinosaurs
love the little
everywhere.
dinosaurs.
Instead of rats, it's just dinosaurs.
Yeah. Then we see Toad playing a
anti-Trump.
anti-Trump song. And then the cops are like, "No freedom allowed. We're gonna arrest you. We told you not to do that" to King Koopa.
So basically, just regular cops.
he was standing. Mario and Luigi were standing next to him, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna take you too."
Yeah, he was like,
Oh no, that was
he's
plumber
like,
alert.
Oh yeah, the plumber.
This guy looks Puerto Rican, and this guy's a plumber.
Yo, plumbers are problematic.
Oh, you remember when he tried to? Remember he bitched up instantly? Yo, Luigi's a snitch.
Yeah,
Luigi's
he's
a
all like,
snitch.
he's like, I'm just an apprentice. He's the plumber.
I'm not the plumber. He's got the whole tools right there. This guy's the plumber. Don't take me. They get locked up. Prison's fucking mayhem.
Well,
Oh, dude,
the only
prison scene,
the only funny scene in the movie to me.
the cop breaks the
they're-
bottle.
They're being booked, right? And like, I didn't realize this when I saw it a long time ago, but Mario just walks up and unprompted, it's just like, Mario. Like, he's not asking what his fucking name is.
Because he's like, I've been here before,
Mario.
dude. He lives in Brooklyn. You think this is first time in bookings?
And he's like,
I know the drill. It's Mario. Look it up. It's in there.
So he's like, your name, Mario.
Why
Last
is
name,
the desk
Mario.
so high?
I don't know, man.
I think Bob Hoskins just as
He
short.
like walked up, put his chin on it. He's like, Mario. The guy doing the booking has like a woman massaging him with a
I
stiletto.
didn't even notice that.
The whole prison scene is fucking
It's
insane.
worth rewatching like a couple times because
there's
of
so much
the
going on.
dialogue is the Mario bit
And the Luigi Mario bit.
the Luigi Mario, but
The first time I saw it as a kid, I paid attention to that. This time I paid attention to everything else.
the dude who busts a glass,
glass,
and
like
is
he's-
trying to stab a convict, like, and he's a cop.
He's like, yeah. He's just like, you want some?
like you're saying, when I was a kid, I zeroed in on that conversation. I didn't
Yeah.
know, but now it's just
Even
like, what
the leg coming off screen, massaging this guy on his shoulder. Like, is that a cop? Is that a woman who should be getting booked? What is that?
What's going on? So we're showing Mario and Luigi and Toad in prison, and Toad singing
In cages.
and then Toad decides to. I wrote, drop the plot like the bass.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Exposition.
Yeah, the exposition thing.
He's the one that explains that why it is the Mushroom Kingdom. The evolution thing, right?
And, yeah, but a little bit. He's kind of like, we had a king, and then King Koopa won the election, and then King Koopa runs everything, and it all sucks. And Mario's just like, shut up!
Can we talk about the police cars? Because that's like one of my favorite things.
Full electric.
They're full electric.
No gas.
They look really badass.
Yeah, they do look cool. The practical effects in this movie, it's off the fucking charts.
They blew up like 7 cars.
This movie had a budget of $40 million.
Damn.
$40 million in 1990.
Yeah, that's $40 million
$3.
in $1990.
Yeah, what is that? Like 80 million?
Its profit was $20 million.
Damn, that's not a profit.
That's bad.
That's not a profit.
Yeah, its profit was negative
gross.
20 million.
Koopa takes the Mario Brothers into a like holding cell and tries to get them to give them the meteorite, posing as some kind of lawyer.
This is the lowest security prison ever, and it's their only prison.
Remember when he like tries to gouge Luigi's eyes out?
Oh yeah, he
like,
gets pissed.
It's super violent.
Yeah,
because they did the same bit that his stupid ass henchman did. Or like, what stone? Or something like he's asking about the stone in the girl, and they're like, well, no, that shit.
What stone? Huh?
And he's like, well, I'm gonna kill you now.
That was like 0 to 100 real fast.
Yeah, he just like tried to gouge his fucking eyes out.
And not a slap or a punch, but just like
the thumbs were in the eye sockets.
You know what I'm talking about!
He's like, yeah, and I did just call myself evil.
Did I lie?
I don't remember him saying that.
He's like, but you said what? I mean, he's an evil egg-sucking son of a bitch.
This conversation is like 30 seconds. Like it happens so fast where he's like, I'm a lawyer, blah, 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 blah. I'm actually not the lawyer. Now,
He's like,
where's
I'm
the
your
stone?
lawyer. Where's the stone? Yeah.
We don't have the stone. I'm King Koopa.
Like, you don't fucking pat people down before you've put them in their cage? Yeah.
I mean, it could have been between their ass cheeks if they'd
been a little bit more thorough.
We gotta talk to that goofball now.
They take the Mario Brothers and Toad to the de-evolution chamber where we see Toad get turned into the Goomba. I gotta say, I love the Goombas. Unironically love everything about the Goombas.
They have a derpy ass face.
They're just like
ah. Oh yeah, and there's like other Goombas just standing there.
Yeah, it's his army of Goombas. What was funny though, you see Toad in his clothes and he goes under this machine and he's just like, the king shall prevail! Be gone, the king shall prevail!
What was he saying? He said something. He was like, "You killed our old king, and blah blah. It's just not gonna work."
That was another lore dump.
Yeah, right. It's like, he's the only character like giving any kind of context to what's going on.
You remember that video game you played as a kid where you like spawn and then you go right and you hit a block? That's not this movie.
What did they send the king back to? Why is he a pile of fucking mold instead?
Why are you asking? That
instead of Toad. Why did Toad not become mold? Also?
because they sent the original king back to like first level, like
they were like,
spores.
Yo, don't ever use this setting again.
Yeah. Remember all the fucking badges on King Koopa's shirt?
Yeah, I was like trying to remember where that scene comes, because it's when he sneaks up behind Daisy.
That wasn't Daisy. That was
Daisy's mom or something.
And he's like a decorated fucking military general. He's got like
that was before the coup,
thing, dude.
Before the coup.
That was before the coup.
He gets stripped of his
King
medals.
Koopa's coup. I like how Mario and Luigi tried to immediately murder King Koopa. The second they get loose, they're like, "We're throwing you in this machine."
They're from Brooklyn.
That's going to be a theme for this episode. From Brooklyn.
And that's when they have that above camera angle. And you see that giant pile of shit that materialized there. From? Just a giant pile of green shit. It's Goomba juice.
Someone's got an accident.
It's
Goomba dump.
We have Gamer Slime. It's Goomba juice.
The Goombas or whoever pull up. No, it's like Taz and Jazz or something like. Pull up the thing and like his eyes flash that Koopa color.
Yeah, I didn't get that. They de-evolved him,
but it didn't work all the way.
Just give him
because they pulled it off fast enough.
So
he was only devolved a little bit, which means he's gonna be a big boy.
I'm excited about that.
I'm not.
What if it turned him into a little tiny head Goomba?
I would love that. You know why? Because I love the tiny head Goombas. The noises they make are like.
Yeah, and they never stop. Oh, and they give him his harmonica.
Yeah, he's so happy.
He has no lips.
Because
He can't play that.
I bet he's gonna play it.
He does play it.
So they break out of prison somehow. The lowest security prison ever, like you were saying.
Yeah, they just
They
run out of the front
door.
door.
That badass looking cop car.
Fucking this Blues Brothers ass scene happens where everyone's driving. There's chaos ensuing. Mario's like, they're listening to the radio, and there's a guy that comes on, and he's like, we're looking for aliens. And Luigi's like, oh, there's aliens? And Mario's like, we're the aliens. And he's like, oh, sick.
Alien plumbers.
I feel like that movie wanted to be 100 things at the same time. Remember when Mario pulls out of that fucking like chase scene and that camera's on him and he's like, this is driving. You know what that reminded me of? Star Wars Episode 1. This is pod racing. It's the same fucking thing.
Now this is pod racing.
Hey, this is driving.
That was like the scene right before John Leguizamo breaks his hand in the car door.
See, I like to believe that John Leguizamo broke his hand during the secret handshake.
Yeah, you could definitely break your hands with some strong interlocking.
So the prison break scene ends and the car is driving off the side of a cliff, but the fun guy catches
they drive into a tunnel that says it's going to a desert.
The desert.
Which I'm like, how are you going to go from city to desert? They made it work.
No water.
Desert world.
I wonder what the fungus is supposed to be.
The Force.
Yeah. Then we cut to, isn't it King Goomba?
King Goober's right,
King, oh, in the mud bath.
And he's just like in a mud bath.
And the redhead's with him.
With the concubine, just sitting there waiting.
I'm pretty sure she's servicing him under the mud.
Yeah. Probably. And then Cuphead and Mugman just decide to
down the stairs.
Run down the stairs.
Get in the mud.
Yeah. This is when we get the best line of the movie so far. You know what I love about mud? It's clean and dirty at the same time.
I'm so glad you wrote that down.
I had to.
The concubine goes to the princesses,
other women.
And she's like...
They kept all the women that were definitely not the princess. They're just all there.
That reminds me, the first time you get into that room when Daisy's in there,
and the girl's
there's
exercising.
that one girl just fucking stretching, just like spread eagle. And
apparently they like fucking... kidnapped her at her CrossFit or something.
Yeah.
And she's still in the same workout clothes. He's like, yo, it's like prison. I'm just fucking bang these push-ups out.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So you might notice that we're wearing a different outfit.
We're all wearing different
just one
outfits.
of us. we're all wearing one different outfit.
But we're wearing something different because we couldn't watch this in one session.
We got about halfway through and we were like,
we didn't even get halfway through.
We're like, this podcast is about to be over.
Everyone had written the entire script for their notes.
I already had 3 pages, and then I was like, oh no, and then I wrote 3 more pages. So here we go.
Where do we start?
So,
right after the mud.
What are their names?
Desert
Fucking Biggs and Wedge are like busy. Yeah, they're getting evolved for some reason.
He's like, don't do it. Don't do it to me. They want to stay stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
They were basically going into the chambers like, I don't want to be smart. I don't want to be smart.
We say super smart, but there's a huge caveat there. The script says that they're super smart,
but they're not.
That's it.
They're
they're still as stupid, and it's because no one writing this script is smart enough to write a smart character. They're like, we'll use words that are like 8 letters long.
I think the first thing that one of them says when they come out is like, how peculiar.
That was the second guy.
Yeah,
the second guy
How
said that.
peculiar.
How peculiar.
How peculiar.
The first one used more syllables, but I don't remember what he said.
Yeah, it's like,
Flabbergasting Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, they just can't. Oh yeah, he started talking about square roots and shit.
Yes. What's the square root of 597? He's like, oh, that's the blah, blah, blah.
That's how intelligence works.
They're smart, only to immediately be stupid. But before that, did you guys see that black spray painted super scope that King Koopa was using?
Oh yeah,
That was such a shitty job too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. They didn't care.
you could see through where they like didn't prime it. They just sprayed right on the
No, it's so uneven. It's so uneven. Yeah.
We finally get our first shot of Nintendo's.
Why does it look so stupid?
It's Yoshi.
He's small Jurassic Park.
We finally get our first shot of fucking Yoshi.
SMOL Jurassic Park.
Yeah, and he's like, he's making those fucking
He can't
90s
say
dinosaur
Yoshi.
sounds.
He's devoid of any personality.
He doesn't say Yoshi once in the entire movie.
Fucking rip off, dude.
He does use his tongue though.
He's like wearing that chain that like, how did they get that over his head?
Why do they even have him around?
Why is Yoshi here?
Yeah, because the King Koopa's like, what does he call him?
He basically calls him an incel and just like walks out the door.
Yeah, it's like, why do you even have him around if you're just being a dick?
Why do they have him chained? Because if the thing he does is his tongue, what's a chain gonna do? Just so he can't wander out of the.
I guess
he's only there to be a stand-in for like, oh hey, this is almost like the video game. Maybe could potentially be something similar to what you may recognize in the 2D realm of Nintendo.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
There's no plot reason for him to be there.
And then right after that, we're greeted with Dennis Hopper trying to fucking schmooze on Daisy, who's all dolled up currently.
Well, and right before that, there's like a cityscape zoom with the Batman music into like with the really CG
fucking Gotham City.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Dennis Hopper comes in and is basically just like getting way too cozy with Daisy, being like, "I'm going to make you my bride." I actually wrote this quote down that he said, "You know what they say about little girls, don't you?"
Oh, and he was like gonna kiss her, and he turns into a lizard a little bit.
And then he has a snake.
Yeah,
snake tongue.
But she only like was scared when he had the snake tongue thing.
Does she have a snake tongue?
It's possible. We don't really know. So the movie kind of turns into Mad Max for a second when we have fucking Scott Holland Nash driving the fucking like weird dumb mobile into the desert. And
the chain link car.
Yeah, the chain link car.
They immediately crash.
Immediately.
It's like, hey, we're in the desert. Hey, we're crashed. Now we're caught by Mario and Luigi.
But they were supposed to be smart.
It's shaped like a fucking door wedge.
Yeah, it looked like a cheese wheel, like
a slice.
Yeah, just like
it's like a slice of cake or
the
cheese.
most unaerodynamic shit you could possibly
it's got
come up with.
6 wheels.
That scene where once they get like captured by Mario and Luigi, it kind of turns into, it's like one step away from being this.
How did they catch them?
I don't know.
They were stuck in the mud, so it's like, okay, they have the higher ground, but they had to pull them out of the mud to tie them up.
Nah.
How far in the mud were they?
They were like
I don't remember.
King Koopa level in the mud.
In the mud,
they were pretty low.
The scene where they're like interrogating them was like 2 steps away from like a Sopranos torture scene.
I was waiting for Mario to fucking hit one of those guys.
He, like his fucking like you called it, what did you call it? The Guido chain?
Oh,
was like hanging down.
He had it tucked. And then like the next scene it's just
it pops out and Bob Hoskins is like
his soprano busted out of the shirt.
And so they enlist their help somehow.
Yeah, I missed that dialogue.
I don't know.
They know how to bargain now.
So they want to work with them to get the
stone.
The stone.
Yeah,
everybody needs the stone.
And they're like, well, that makes logical sense. And then that's the end of that conversation.
Beneficial to both parties.
And they head back to the Mushroom Kingdom. I guess this movie's fucking dumb, man. Like it doesn't make any sense.
At some point, they show a globe of the Mushroom Kingdom, and it's literally just a city, and everything else is a desert.
It's a desert.
It's a globe of desert.
So we go from like them in the desert to Daisy and Yoshi in the tower again to a nightclub.
Oh yeah,
because they determined that the meteorite was in between those titties from earlier.
Yeah, and there's no try-fail cycles in this entire movie. And then for whatever reason, Mario's dancing with a chick who has the meteorite, and there's 3 try-fail cycles in that dance. He's trying, he tries to get that meteor like 3 times. He like bites at it, and that's a fail. And she doesn't like throw his ass off.
No,
she just
she liked it.
The stone's in his mouth, and she's like, whatever.
Her outfit was kind of like a spiny. She like had all the spikes on it, like the one creature that you can't jump on in Mario.
She had the armor of thorns from Dark Souls.
You know who had better outfits though? The Mario Brothers. Still not in their proper colors.
They came in ketchup and mustard.
Yeah.
Luigi in red, Mario in yellow.
They came in Mario and Wario, dude.
They rolled in that club. My homeboy, he used to be stationed in Korea, and they used to take pictures that they would be dressed like that. They would get these cheap ass Korean tailored suits, and they would go to the club every night.
From there, we're greeted with basically what is the trailer to the movie that I remember, with the open the door, get on the floor, everybody walk the dinosaur action sequence. where they're passing the meteorite between each other, and then it falls on the ground, but they're still fighting.
This club scene goes from like cringy to hilarious, but like rapidly switches between the two.
Yeah. They finally like they're fighting and they're fighting. It's just your generic 90s action movie. Fucking nothing's getting done, and then Mario commits adultery.
Hot dog mouth shows up with a bunch of Koopas.
And she
and she eats a tiny little hot dog. She's
and
like,
it squeaks.
She's like, this
makes
is
a
all I
noise.
can fit.
And she decides to go against King Koopa. Like, oh, we need this stupid plot to be more complicated.
No, that made sense. That was the only thing that made sense in this movie. She was jealous of you've got your young fucking side bitch in my castle. I'm the head bitch, okay? I get first say.
Well, then she should have been the main
And then
bad.
fucking this new girl, younger, shows up, and Koopa's all about that. And he's like, this is going to be my bride. And she's like, no, I can do this. Like, give me a chance. He was like, man, fuck you. I got new pussy in the castle. So
he thought he did anyway.
So Koopa's ordering a pizza with a spray painted gun.
They fucking spray painted the super scope. But
I wish they
didn't-
would have just used the zapper.
Yeah, they didn't have zapper on it. Why didn't they just do that?
Prop.
Why is he ordering pizza, and what does that have relevance on the plot at all?
Did you write down what he put on that shit?
Dino, lizard, hold the mammal, no worms, and spicy.
That scene is fucking pointless.
I think it was because that's when the brothers were
doing something
sneaking
dumb.
around and he missed them on the camera. Maybe? I don't know.
Oh, that's right. That was
think
the
it was
surveillance
just like-
system.
Because like right after that, we get into the tower and the alarm starts going off because they're letting all the kids in the theater know that Mario Brothers are coming. They finally get into it. They're in their correct colors. No longer are they yellow.
Well, at this
Are they the
point,
correct colors?
At this point,
Kind
as an adult, do you give a shit? I mean, you've already seen every other color combination possible. We just like randomly hit the correct one. That's what it feels like.
So this is when the movie kind of starts to turn into Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. At the end of it, where
We
there's
didn't
like...
discuss this beforehand, so I want to hear where this is fucking going.
So you know how at the end of The Phantom Menace, there's like 4 fucking things going on at the same time. Battle of Naboo, you got Anakin doing
The Duel of Fates?
Yeah, there's literally like 4 different action sequences. Because there's like the Battle of Naboo, and then there's the other Battle of Naboo in the palace. That's how the rest of this fucking movie feels. Because you got Toad bringing Daisy and Yoshi meat, and she's like, no, I don't want that. I'm a vegetarian.
I don't eat anything with a face.
Tiny Mouth tried to hit him with the prison shank.
She's like, I'm gonna kill you. And then who busts? Oh, Yoshi. Yoshi tries to devour her.
Oh, yeah, that dumb shit. Instead of swallowing her whole, he wraps his tongue around her foot and
Well, he's
trips her.
also like 2 feet tall, so
You clearly don't understand how 4 works.
I don't. Is there a pocket dimension in that mouth?
Well, we'll talk about
Merge
4
the
after
realm.
this.
And Luigi can make people dance?
This is part of the,
That's part of the infiltration, right?
Okay, yeah, that was like right there.
Yeah, it's like...
So yeah, they're like, well, when like the queen's holding the fucking knife up to Daisy, Luigi's like, I'm gonna make him dance, because like all the Goombas and
He's just like...
And he just starts moving them.
He like grabs them by the hips, and they don't notice this. And he just
yeah,
starts
he's just,
like
like,
humming and swaying. And
grabbing them, like...
it's just one by one.
As soon as somebody grabs you, you should be like...
Don't fucking
slapping
touch me.
the shit out of them. And he's like, oh, somebody's got me by the hips gently and swaying me back and forth.
So like the Goombas, and I guess we determined that they were Koopa Troopas.
Oh, yeah. All of a sudden, we have Skinny Head.
They don't appear in this movie until well over halfway into it. Oh, were these guys just put in during reshoots? But then they're there for the rest of the movie. So like,
They ran out of Goomba heads.
why the fuck were they in there earlier?
Those are clearly just snakes. They ran
Yeah.
out of Goomba. They
Yeah.
had to make the Goomba heads. The snakes, you could just go to the dollar store and buy those.
Yeah, the snakes are just puppets. The Goomba heads are like fully articulated with like
Teeth
weird
and mouths and puppetry and shit, eyebrow movement and shit.
So I'm just gonna fucking pound through a couple things here. The dance segment's happening in the elevator.
Daisy leaves Yoshi behind.
Yeah, she's like, fuck
bolts.
Yoshi.
She like, I don't give a fuck about you.
She looked back and he's like got a knife in his neck.
He's bleeding out. Not. And then
She's like, better you than me.
and then Toad
That's a
gets-
prison scene.
Toad
Yeah.
gets-
So like they run into each other with a fucking like big boy and little boy are sitting there and
Toad's
they're
got
being
a
like
plate of steamed vegetables that Daisy ordered.
yeah.
She's like, I want to eat that, but no, she doesn't. She just runs away from him. He gets set the fuck on fire.
yeah.
He's like
Well.
chasing her down, like, no, you're gonna eat this shit, bitch.
He kind of liked it. He didn't seem like he was panicking.
Did
too
he
much.
die?
No,
No.
he showed up in the end.
He was fine.
With
Oh, okay.
no burns.
Goombas are fire resistant in this movie
Seen
because the
everything but
directors had never played Super Mario Brothers before.
The directors had never seen a.
They never seen a movie.
They look at a Goomba, they saw the top of it and the bottom. We were like, what do we fill in the middle with? How about a bunch of bullshit?
Like maybe he didn't get burned because it's actually just an exoskeleton or like an android body armor.
Yeah, what the fuck's supposed to even be in there?
Fucking, I'm telling you right now, it's
you
fucking
you might be
cybernetics.
onto something. That may be flame resistant material because all the cops used flamethrowers.
Yeah.
And they were like, we don't want our own weapons used.
That makes sense because like they wouldn't try to self-sabotage.
Didn't think of that. We just thought of that.
I think you thought way more into this than anyone working creatively, narratively on this movie.
There was just a deal on big red coats, so they bought 10.
You got a bird cage? Yeah, we'll stick it in a big ass red coat.
So we get to see the practical king. He looks like a giant like
mushroom that's shitting itself constantly.
Like a prairie dogging kind of situation.
Yeah, he prairie dogs. Koopa runs in, he's like, sucks it.
This whole movie, like I said it before and I'll say it again, it's full of moments like none of this makes any sense and the character's like, yeah, let me show you. Here's my father that looks like a mushroom that's inside of a mushroom shitting out another inside of a mushroom.
No part of him looks like a mushroom.
Y'all remember that part where Luigi convinces Mario to jump for his death?
Yo, it was just a prank, bro.
It was just a prank, bro.
That whole gag it's just a prank, bro.
And he's like clearly like, I don't know if he knew that he was flying or if he was
like
just
he
stupid.
checked and he was like, wait,
don't do it. Don't do it.
Like he reached back there and he felt the hook and he's like, no, wait, no.
No, wait, Mario, don't jump. No, it's not. No, it's just a.
And he's like, I'd high five you, but then you wouldn't have a brother. Just
or you'd be an only child. Yeah, just the darkest joke in the entire movie.
It was definitely the best joke in the movie. I was like, that's pretty good one. It was like a pretty good one.
I was keeping my eye on you while we were watching, and it was the only time I saw like a smirk come to your face.
Yeah, this movie like depressed me.
Yeah, no,
Dude,
it'll do it. So we meet the parents, and Mario is like, okay, now we can get out of here. And then Luigi's like, but your girlfriend though. And he's like, oh yeah. I was supposed to take her to WrestleMania.
Daniela, I promise to take her to WrestleMania.
What I laughed at.
I did laugh at that.
That part doesn't make any sense. Like,
Mario's a wrestling stan, dude. He's a fucking smark.
Like, bro, your girl is in fucking Koopa prison.
He knows his girlfriend's gonna get the fuck out and come hunt him down if he doesn't get her.
He's like, fuck, my sweet, hot girlfriend in a tight dress.
In the tight dress.
A BRB, guys.
And I've been waiting very patiently this whole movie to see if Mario would jump on anybody's head.
He's up above. It's like time.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, Splinter Cell this motherfucker.
They're literally hinting at the fact that Mario is about to jump on this motherfucker's head. And he kind of almost does it, I guess.
He's about to Ezio him.
He kicks him in the chest. It was kind of Ezio until he swung on the shit.
Who's the dude in Assassin's Creed 1?
Altair. That's an Altair moment.
There you go.
There you go.
He's get downgraded again.
Yeah. Not quite Ezio. So the main mechanic of Mario Brothers, the thing that everyone's like, what's the very first thing you have to do in that game?
Besides, you gotta smash a Goomba.
You have to jump on that motherfucker's head, right?
Yeah.
You hit the right button, and if you don't hit the jump button, you die. That's the core of every single Mario game, like mainline game, is jumping and stomping on dudes' heads.
It's just
I guess we almost got it.
Not today.
It's just absent.
Not today. No.
It's just not here.
Get that mattress, the Goomba mattress. Take it over there.
The Goomba mattress.
The Goomba mattress.
How did he know? There was only 4 beds in there. How did he know?
Why was it any different than a regular mattress?
Was it bigger?
It was extra long, actually, because they all fit on it. That shit was mad long.
That was a long mattress.
They put 6 people in that fucking mattress. That shit was mad long.
That shit's like a California king, dude. The sled comes out of the pipe at the end of the long chase scene, goes into the middle of the first set of the movie, and the bike guy falls again. So then Koopa has all of the Goombas pointing guns. By the way, all the way through this movie, anytime we see Toad, his harmonica is just miraculously playing. I assume that the reason is that he has good lungs and like the strongest air current coming out of his mouth.
And he can aim it like in a very specific direction, so it's not just
yeah. He starts playing a melody, the same one from the dancing scene
on the
elevator.
What is that song? I think that song is something Daisy. It sounds like the swim level. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
But they were like, we don't know that song, so this one kind of sounds like it. When he did the harmonica thing, the Goombas at that point, they'd been dancing so much that they made their own routine.
They
They started
knew it, man.
dancing with each other. They did that little thing at the end. They knew how to do
This
it.
movie's kind of like that video game, The Saboteur.
No, it's not.
No, you know when you when
they're
you
both shitty.
with that, but also when you like free up an area, color comes to it.
What color came to?
Happiness, dance, the power of dance.
Nah, this is like
Trusting-
the opposite of Saboteur in that it pulls the color right out of your heart and it just makes you sadder and sadder as you watch it.
Zach, I think you need to trust the fungus.
Yeah, you need to fucking.
You need to stop
use the
fucking-
fungus, dude.
Use the fungus.
You need to take a leap of faith.
Yeah, and then just die.
Which again brings me back to my theory that Super Mario Brothers is indeed Star Wars Episode 1.
Use the Force.
Use the Force, trust the fungus, same fucking thing.
The Force doesn't. Well, I guess it does kind of materialize into the Force ghost at the end.
The Force ghost.
Dude, the King told us just the Force ghost.
He comes back, yeah. Evil girl just kind of like grabs the meteor.
She's off doing her own dumb shit. She's being a bad bitch.
She gets electrocuted in that very 90s style where you're just like,
oh, she fell in that gate and she turned into
the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah,
is the way
Miss Frankenstein. That's what we'll
she
call
turned
her.
into. That's how you know the people who made this movie are fucking washed because they reference that old ass fucking black and white movie.
That would have been old and washed in the 90s. That's a 30s movie.
We haven't even talked about the fact that this is supposed to be the same exact fucking plot of Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
You merge the dimensions. That's what they wanted to do.
There's a lot of these two worlds themes in all the movies we've covered so far.
Holy shit, every single movie we've done so far.
People were just trying to escape in the 90s.
Mario and Koopa start fighting, and then they're fighting some more, and then Luigi and Daisy run off to like the dimension with the girls to put them back. Take them back to Brooklyn, and Mario pulls a little bomb out of his pocket, and everyone starts freaking the fuck out. Because they're like,
it's a bomb.
Nintendo games! Shigeru Miyamoto, back in the 90s, saw the product of what they were doing, and he was like, the fuck is this?
Maybe they just wanted to...
They only fixed that one thing?
They're like, okay, sorry, put the bomb on. You guys remember when they started to merge the two dimensions, and then everyone started doing the Infinity War thing?
Oh, yeah.
And then they just like appear in the regular dimension.
That's when the worlds were merged together.
Yeah, can we talk about how that fatality was more gruesome than anything in Mortal Kombat?
Actually, that was like one of the cooler looking special effects in the movie. She tries to stick this stone,
the MacGuffin
into the MacGuffin hole, and then she gets electrocuted and like fuses.
Her bones and her hair fuse with
to
the
the
wall.
ceiling. I thought that looked cool.
Was this like 90s PG where it was actually closer to R?
At that point, I find her no longer attractive.
Yeah, no, it's hard to like be attracted to goo. I say that, but
did it just go like
you're attracted to goo?
The Goo Girls, man. Have you seen that shit?
You're not into goo?
I'll show you Goo Girls later.
It's Brooklyn, my world.
So Koopa's in the real world, and he's like, I'm going to use my big gun and turn you into a monkey. And everyone loves it.
It's daylight and everyone's there. Everyone who's been in the whole movie.
There's an audience that sees this.
It's everyone you know. It's
and
the
they all just
mobsters. It's
burst
his boys.
out laughing.
It's the news interviewing the girls that have been kidnapped immediately. Like, don't take them into police custody. Get this news interview ASAP. The whole crowd is like, this is okay. Let's laugh. Let's have a laugh.
They love it.
Is this like escapism or something? Like,
yeah, a little bit.
Is this movie actually deeper than what we're taking it?
Well, I mean, they did show like the fucking two towers phasing out of existence there.
Fucking foreshadow
like of 7 years prior to that.
Machiavelli? Get that guy the fuck out of here.
Suddenly we're back in the real world. I guess the fake world. The second fake world. The Mushroom Kingdom. That's where we're at. The Bomb-On never stopped going between the two dimension shift changes. And suddenly is like underneath the bridge and blows it up.
How did he know where to go?
I like how we're just bouncing around all over the place
just
right
like
now.
The fucking movie.
I mean,
it's
yeah,
Mortal
like
Kombat. This is gonna happen with these '90s movies.
These movies don't care.
Didn't happen with Space Jam, man. That was fucking like.
Well, Space Jam.
Space Jam was like
had a brilliant plot.
How can we slam as many product fucking placements in an hour and a half as possible?
This movie does that.
Why the fuck is the jumpers not Reebok?
On the one thing that, it makes no sense to be wearing shoes.
Yeah, like they're like, okay, here's a thing that doesn't need to wear shoes, and then they have an item that's like a literal shoe, and it's not Reebok. Okay, whatever.
They
I don't
remember
care.
the day like 2 hours before class that they had homework due that day. It says we got a check from Reebok.
What props do you have left? All right, get a marker and just scratch some Reebok logos in there.
Didn't we see that? Maybe they only showed it from one angle for all those sequences.
Yeah, no, that's what happened.
That's what happened.
There's only the Reebok in the one shot.
Yeah, only in that one shot.
That's what I thought.
When it's on the bottom. Bowser's dead, but not really. But then he keeps getting devolved.
Oh yeah, he turns into like a weird not T-Rex.
I think you said Baraka.
Yeah, when they first start shooting him, he turns into Baraka.
He's like
turns Tarkatan.
Some CG and then some practical. There was like 3 different models that they went with.
Yeah,
and it's
turned
like
into a lot of shit
within like 20 seconds. They couldn't decide on what his look was supposed to be. And
they also ran out of budget, and you only see him from the neck up.
Yeah,
it's like in a giant bowl.
Well, that's from the game.
Oh, wow.
So we're at the end of the movie. Bowser is dead.
The fight is more Ezio Mario.
Ezio Mario moment too.
He's literally Assassin's Creed crawling on that bowl and sneaks up behind Koopa on the other side.
Koopa's not even listening.
Yeah, he's just like, where's this motherfucker? I'll shoot him. And Mario's like right behind him with the Tenchu ready.
Not upsets. Upset is too strong of a feeling.
Upset is definitely fine.
What makes... You could see that they were trying to do like, in Mario when you get to Bowser's castle and there's like fire coming at you and to jump over it. They literally put Bowser stationary and just had him like shooting fire around. And you're like, oh, I could see what they were trying to do. What they ended up doing instead was making the audience feel like Bowser getting devolved into a pile of goo.
It's like that fucking 90s marketing where everything had to be extreme and fucking radical and like the color of his shirt.
That's why he's ordering pizza. That's the whole reason he's ordering pizza. Pizza's fucking radical.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was hot. Do you guys like how Bowser dying was enough for the king to evolve back into
like a
his
werewolf.
real form?
It's like, you gotta kill the guy who bit you. Even if that bite was a fucking mechanical device.
Yeah. That actor's name was I said Lance Hendrickson or something like that. Lance Hendrickson played Bishop in the movie Aliens.
The android.
And he's done a lot of voice acting for video games and other movies
they
and TV shows. But he just is there for one line.
He's
and
like
then,
a cameo almost.
Yeah.
He's just kind
of
there.
Like, well, we'll have him more in the sequel.
You know what? Probably.
I think that's what they were thinking when they cast him.
I'm back. Love those plumbers.
Did you guys notice that we're not really talking about Mario and Luigi?
They're not the main character. I was saying like Mario's not the main character. It's just
more Koopa than anybody.
Yeah, there's dumb shit is the main character. It's not Mario. Luigi is more of a main character.
We're having a casting call for dumb shit?
Yeah.
Dumb shit, please.
It sucks because Mario's like my favorite. Mario's hilarious.
Dude, Bob Hoskins is fine as Mario.
It's not the actor's fault.
I hear he loves this movie.
The acting is actually not that bad. It's better than Space Jam. It's just everything.
Because they're actual actors and not just like athletes.
Not just Charles Barkley doing the robot.
Bob Hoskins versus Michael Jordan. So the evil is defeated. Everyone's celebrating in the streets. Everyone's been lifted of the evil King Koopa curse. The king's back alive. People are erasing Koopa murals on the wall. The Goombas are dancing and are still not. I guess they're good guys now.
Immediate.
Yeah.
There's no transition.
And our heroes try to leave with Daisy, who is like, nah.
No.
She's like, no,
Daisy's like, get the fuck off my planet.
Yeah. But not before they share. I assume that like multiple days have passed, maybe just one day, but that's one day of rolling around in fucking mucus grime bullshit. And you're fucking exchanging a goodbye kiss.
Your father's literal snot body.
Yeah.
Rolling around in that.
I can only assume hugging it off screen. And you're like, I'm gonna kiss you, Luigi. And he's like, yeah, dog. And they do that.
There's a thing in humans where the more aroused you are, the less disgusted. This is a real thing.
Yeah, no, yeah. That has to be true.
I know,
it's a real thing.
I'm just like, oh, dirty ass fucking Daisy right there.
They were sprinting earlier in this movie.
You think they were sprinting to show him where she works? Nah. She's sprinting to get work. Only one thing makes me run like that.
Everyone's saying their goodbyes, even Yoshi's there being like, ah! And
did he show up in that last scene?
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah,
he waved.
So uninteresting that you forgot.
With the fucking hole in his neck still.
And then we're back at the Super Mario Brothers
shitty apartment.
Did they have a name for their business? Was it just Mario Brothers?
Mario's plumbing.
I don't know. Mario and his girlfriend are cooking dinner and bitching at Luigi.
What was Luigi doing?
Luigi is just fucking moping on the couch.
Oh yeah, he's kind of a fucking useless piece of shit the whole movie.
He's wearing a sick yin yang shirt.
Yeah, what the fire? I'm gonna get that tattooed. We have to all get that matching tattoos.
Let's do it.
Right.
They're watching the TV and they're being interviewed. Well, I guess the newscasters are like, well, we called them the Super Mario Brothers.
They're like,
yeah.
What was
they're
that?
like jacking off to their own like.
Was that supposed to be
celebrity?
pre-recorded or was that happening live?
Wait, how could it be happening live if they
Let's
were?
not even think about it. Let's not even think about it.
They weren't in the shot.
They weren't in the shot.
They weren't in the shot.
But then at the very end of the movie. Daisy busts through the door in fucking 2016 Ghostbusters attire.
The way we set up sequels in the 90s.
It's definitely Ghostbusters attire.
It looks straight up like Ghostbusters. And it's just like, I got a journey for you guys. And they're like, what? And she's like, let's go. And it just fucking freeze frames.
They're like, what's going? You won't believe what's going on. There's no time.
There's no time. Just fades to black.
And that was Super Mario Brothers.
What about that stinger though?
Oh, the Super Koopa Brothers?
Oh, that was dumb. Why were they in their apartment? They were in the Mario Brothers apartment.
They super were.
They only had so many sets for this movie, and they
went through all of them.
This joke is so funny, it won't matter where the location is.
Maybe this movie was actually a pitch made by those two characters for a movie that they were making, and that's the movie.
So we're
talking about movie 43. I haven't seen that movie. I just know that that's the plot of it.
I literally watched something on Movie 43 last night. I'd never heard of Movie 43 until yesterday.
It's just like insane. The worst movie ever made. That's like this level of shittiness.
I could have sworn that Mario was about to say Yabba Dabba Doo in that one.
He did. He looked like he was gonna say Yabba Dabba Doo in like 4 scenes towards the end.
Surprise, Flintstones.
Yabba Dabba Doo. Let's go.
But yeah, so we watched Super Mario Brothers. Would you recommend it?
I wish there was a sequel now.
This is a hard pass. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Everything but the acting, like literally just directing, like the blocking of where characters are standing half the time doesn't make any fucking sense.
I enjoyed this more than Thor.
Thor, the first Thor?
Yeah.
I think it's because this movie is bad.
I didn't enjoy this movie. I fucking hated this movie.
Well, like I think it sounds like you enjoyed it on like a so bad that some of the parts.
The
make
way
you
you
laugh.
guy enjoyed Space Jam is the way I enjoyed this.
I can see that, and like I'm kind of in the middle. I would probably recommend it if you're an asshole.
I would recommend this movie if you've run out of amphetamines. You want to get like that same level of just being out of your fucking mind.
I don't ever want to think about this movie again.
I hated this movie. It's so bad. Like it's just so. It's not enjoyable. It's not good.
We understand. So the sequel will never be made. It's always sad to see like a movie have a stinger and then never have a sequel. Although in this case, I was a little relieved.
Done.
All right.
Are we doing thumbs?
Fuck no.
Okay.
Do you want to do thumbs?
Nah. It doesn't even deserve a thumbs down.
This deserves a foot fetish. Haha.
Where are your socks?
Why would I wear socks?
Where are your socks?
Where are your socks?
Where are your socks?
Oh, they're in my room.
Thank you all so much for watching. Special Patreon shout out to Christopher Olivia, Superfly1787, Flaming Fighter, Neoskunk, Ronnie Vile, Fen Ekre, Legend Gary, Jackets, Jacoby Fitzpatrick, and Plasma Phoenix for your generous donations. Big shout outs to all the Patreon supporters, and thank you guys for sticking to the end of the video. I know these combustible ones are real long and they're real hard work, but man, we enjoy making them. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.